What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with another 16 days out physique update from good Vito. So his face has also now started to look very little with the hottest push of his diet phase that he is currently going through. But that grainy hard conditioning and immense separation, that is also loading. So good Vito was spotted today going through one of his final leg workouts and later on a posing session with his trainer Fabrico. So he is one of the most anticipated guys coming into this year's Mr Olympia, who is going to be making his Olympia debut. And if Vito is on, that is a solid top 10 guy, and in some predictions, he's even making top 6. So he has multiple shots which are powerful enough to go up against anyone. For instance, the back lat spread, the front double biceps, and the abs and thigh. So you can make an argument that those are among some of the best poses, regardless of whom he's standing next to, even in that first call out. So not being able to compete at the Pittsburgh Pro this year because of the lat tear that happened literally 10 days before the show, that was very heartbreaking for him. But in hindsight, his Olympia debut has now become an even more anticipating one. And there is a lot more hype around good Vito because people wanna see how he looks standing next to some of the best guys in the world. So good Vito had a solid off-season as he did not do any show after Detroit Pro last year, and he had a whole year to make some considerable improvements. And after Pittsburgh Pro this year, he had another mini off-season, and that was all focused on bringing up some weak areas like the chest and the arms, especially in the side shots, and to bring up his back double biceps. So I think we are gonna see a much bigger, a much thicker, and a much better version of good Vito come Olympia this year, especially in comparison to what we saw at the Arnold Brazil, the show that he won to secure his Olympia spot. Before you scroll or blink too hard, have you subscribed yet? Please don't make me bring out the emotional blackmail. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon. It's free, it's painless, and that makes me look way cooler than I actually am. So the favorite to win this year's Classic Physique Olympia title, Mike Sommerfeld, drops another mind-blowing physique update, reminding everyone why he's the man to beat for that Classic Physique Olympia title. Look at that face, not even an ounce of fat left, and not just on the face, anywhere on that physique. So the man is ready to step on the stage in 24 hours if he wanted to. And the scariest thing is that Mike has to make the weight, so he's most probably on very low carbs, going through that flat phase and in full depletion mode. And still the man has some decent amount of fullness on that physique. So when he fills out and carbs up, that physique, it's gonna come back to life and it's gonna be a totally different ball game. So Ramon Dino also has a pretty sick side chest, but that side leg on Mike, that is simply crazy. So the most crucial point for Mike and his coach Neil Hill, that is to hold on to this look. We have seen so many guys, they peak too early before it's showtime, and the way they appear and look in their updates leading into the show, that doesn't translate on the stage. So if we look at Mike's track record, especially from the Olympia last year, he has peaked 100% right in 2 of the biggest shows of the year. Now this is the one that truly matters. So a whole new classic physique standard that will be set in just over 2 weeks time, and based on the results of this year's Arnold Ohio and some comments made by Tyler Mannion, Mike is classic in its truest form. Just look at that X-frame, the V-taper in that front double biceps. Who else in that Olympia first call out has such crazy proportions? So looking at the most recent physique update from Michael Krizo, I think he made another strategic mistake. The kind of dryness that he's showcasing right now, he can step on the stage anytime he wants to. So if the man is looking show ready, and the kind of physique and the muscularity that he has, he would have been the favorite to win this upcoming France Pro. He could have secured a very early Olympia qualification for 2026, especially considering this lineup. And one cannot understand this whole strategy from Krizo throughout this year. He's competing in 2.5 weeks' time anyway at the British Grand Prix and then Prague Pro the next weekend. So why skip the Olympia? When there was a chance he was gonna be a top Olympian, he was gonna be in the top 10 anyway, because it is more than likely that one of the guys from the Olympia top 6, from the second call out, they might decide to jump in that post-Olympia tour and ruin Krizo's chances of securing his Olympia spot. The same thing can be said about him, skipping shows like Cali Pro or Spain Pro, which were right after the New York Pro earlier this year, and he would have 100% won both these shows, considering how ripped and shredded the man was at the Pittsburgh Pro and the New York Pro. Now, as far as the back is concerned, there are some improvements, but he's also standing far away from the camera. So Michael Krizo is a top 10 Olympia contender, no matter how stacked the lineup is. He has immense size, and he's definitely among some of the most muscular guys every time he steps on stage. Now I must say he has got to wear a waist trainer or maybe something else to manage that waistline and his wide obliques. His entire physique and how it flows, that is gonna totally change if he has smaller obliques. So anyone out there wondering who's that guy training with Michael Krizo here, that is Tomas Helenisha, who by the way is an IFBB pro, who is also getting ready to make his pro debut in about 5 weeks time. So I'm thinking in one of the post-Olympia tour, probably after Prague. So he's a very tall guy, but the thing is, we have seen it with guys like the Giant, that when someone is that tall, they have to be somewhere around 350 pounds on the stage to look big and have enough muscle on that frame to stand out, especially in the men's open. That being said, the width on that guy, that must be nuts. Next up, we have a 15 days out physique update from Brett Wilkin. So quite surprised on Brett not doing this year's France Pro show. And the reason I'm saying that is because not only he himself hinted about doing a show before the Olympia this year, but he also did not follow his own tradition. So the pro shows that Brett has done in his career, the Big Man Weekend, back in 2022, the Legion Sports last year, they were both scheduled right before the Olympia, and they were Olympia qualifiers for next year, which gave him a great opportunity to maximize his off-season. But I think this time he's looking for that perfect peak for his Olympia debut, and this is his first prep with his coach Stefan. So Brett has been staying ready for weeks now, and if he looks this hard and full without any pump whatsoever, he's going to look very impressive on the stage come Olympia this year. So where would he most likely land at his Olympia debut? The fact is, he isn't the biggest guy in terms of size and in terms of stage presence, but he's surely gonna be one of the most ripped and one of the most shredded guy at this year's Olympia stage, probably in that second call out. So even when he was working with Matt Jensen, his former coach, he was always on. So him and Martin Fitzwater, they have trained together for most part of this entire year. And if he makes it into that second Olympia call out, that will be a big win for him. Because that means he's gonna get compared to the likes of William Bonac and Brendan Carey. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.